Hi, welcome back to the Political Beat at lfpress.com. I'm Pat Maloney. This is my colleague, esteemed award-winning journalist and author Chip Martin.
Awards. You got the most recent award. Congratulations at the Ontario Newspaper Awards in Kitchener. You walked off with a bit of hardware. Congratulations, Patrick. Well done.
Thanks, Chip. Anyway, we'll leave it at that. So we cover City Hall here in London, Ontario, Canada.
And here throw you off there a bit.
Yeah, but the London Free Press today, this is Thursday, our front page today is so damn good, including the long-lost war hero story by a friend of the show, Deb Van Brank. I implore you to read this story. But we're already into the latest news cycle, and that includes a massive news story that broke in the last half hour. You got to go to lfpress.com to read about Vince Ciccone, Mayor Fontana's boyhood pal from their childhood in Timmins. Lots of reporters in the city can rewrite the RCMP press release on his charges relating to a $21 million fraud. Chip, you've broken everything, and you know what's really going on. You got to read this story, but we're not going to get into it here. What we are going to get into is City Council's 8-6 vote last night to say, no, thank you very much. We do not want food trucks in the City of London. I cannot believe that they did this. I mean, I wouldn't eat out of a food truck if you paid me, but lots of people want them. Who cares? They were going to the proposal was to allow 8 of them in the city, you know, and 8 members of council by an 8-6 vote. They said, forget it. What do you think of that?
Well, how about the amount of time they've debated food trucks? I mean, all sorts of issues with the economy and jobs and industrial land strategies and all sorts of things like that, and they're spending an inordinate amount of time talking about 8 food trucks potentially, and it appears that we will not be joining the big ranks of cities that allow food trucks to roam at will and
such communities as
feed the masses, yes. It's ludicrous. It's ludicrous. And Pat, you were saying you were at the debate last night. You were saying it reached a new low.
I felt it did. I mean, it's been 2 years since you and I wrote, more than 2 years, no, 18 months since you and I wrote a big package that called this the worst council ever. And I felt we really hit the nail on the head there, and we really touched a raw nerve for people. But I feel as if this reinforces that concern. You know, we're in an election year. You'd expect everybody to be on their best behavior, people to make smart decisions. I honestly can't believe this decision. And part of what I really can't believe was there was one point in the debate, what I felt was the nadir of the debate, Bill Armstrong, who voted against them, very outspoken in his opposition to them. He said, food trucks are going to take $4 million out of the restaurant industry in London. We can't afford that. Where did that number come from? I asked him afterward. He heard some guy on the radio say it that morning. And you're in a public debate. You're one of the 15 leaders of this city, and you're an experienced politician. Well, he's been there 20 years, absolutely. Yes. Yeah. And you're putting forward those kinds of numbers as if they're facts, and that's what they're based on. So that to me was the nadir of the thing. But I'll just say that again, I am not some food truck aficionado, because as much as the critics of food trucks said, oh, this is going to wreck restaurants, that's exaggerated. This notion that they're going to add some revolutionary vibrancy to London, that's an exaggeration too. But people want them. Lots of cities have them. Let's do it.
Well, it's been argued, let the market decide whether there's room for them or what they're going to do, but apparently people, and I understand, I sympathize with the restaurateur that's paying thousands upon thousands of dollars of property taxes, have somebody set up shop and sell weenies out on the street and take away some of your... I understand that, and I'm empathetic to it, but I think, couldn't we live in peace, just like members of council? Couldn't they live in peace and learn to get along? I guess we can't. It's not the nature of the beast. And the interesting thing to me was Mayor Joe Fontana, who speaks on every issue, in every committee, usually first, usually at length, often ad nauseum, had nothing to say on the food trucks, apparently.
He voted in favor of them, but he did not. He did not say anything.
Not willing to make any enemies.
You know what? And you know what else? I don't think. City staff spent a year on this thing, and their proposal. There's an Ottawa system that would have solved this problem, in my opinion, where you vet the menus, you have to approve the menu, so it's all really unique food. It's exotic fare. It's the kind of thing that's not sold at pizzerias and stuff. That would allay any concerns from the existing restaurateurs.
But it creates a bureaucracy and an inspection system and all that sort of thing. I don't know. Yeah, I understand that, but I don't know.
And so the upshot of all this is, if you can't wrap your head around food trucks, how are you going to wrap your head around the Rethink London report and all the revolutionary ideas that are going to be in that? That's the new official plan, which is like a blueprint for growth, and that's coming out later this month. When you have city councillors that can't even say, hey, maybe food trucks might be an interesting way to go. We're scared of food trucks. I mean, how are you going to be comfortable with any real important decision? So whatever. It's over for at least another year, and if you're a food truck fan, I apologize that you're frustrated today, because I'm sure you are. Also very interesting, London Hydro lands. This is riverfront land at Horton and
Rideout. Horton and Rideout,
which is where London Hydro's headquarters are.
Right.
There is a big dream to redevelop that land with Kilmer Brownfield, which is a developer out of Toronto, owned by Larry Tenenbaum, who owns the Toronto Maple Leafs. Turn it into a big mixed-use development, kind of revolutionize that area, change the city's image.
Residential, commercial,
all condos,
office, condos,
all kinds of stuff. London Hydro, whose headquarters is there, and that's of course owned by the taxpayer. Their board chair says, if you're going to move our headquarters, we're going to need $40 million to move our headquarters, which is a massive number and a big curveball thrown into the thing. And there are people at City Hall who say, no, that's not fair. They don't actually need that. But we're still in the early going. But that's a story we had on front today about this $40 million wake-up call to this big dream.
And City Council or City Hall is the sole shareholder of London Hydro. They seem to forget that, quite frankly.
London Hydro
tend to forget that. And this argument that it has to be centrally located. London Transit is not centrally located. Other utilities are not centrally located. I don't know why they're like a dog with a bone with that particular property. My view on that property is the issue is how dirty and how contaminated it is and how difficult it will be to convert. Just because the people who happen to be residing on that property now want to extort a large amount of money from City Hall, I have some issues with that. I have some concerns.
You also, London Hydro's issues with moving their building and the $40 million that they think it'll cost to do so raises a larger issue, and that is, this is not a simple plan. There are many, many potential complications to it, not least of which being how contaminated is that land. Also, some other neighboring businesses are concerned, and I'm chasing another angle on that today. I think that basically, I would love to see this riverfront redevelopment happen.
A lot of hopes are pinned on this for the revitalization of downtown. They've talked about this as transformative, reconnecting with the river. There's lots of good that could come from it, absolutely. Yeah.
I just worry that it's not going to be...
I don't think it's going to happen.
It's good to have a dream. It's dangerous to have a fantasy. And which one is this?
Very good.
Right, that's what I wonder.
Can I quote you on that?
Well, I just quoted myself. So.
Okay. Yeah. What was that? Something about a dream, fantasy.
Yeah, that's right. Last issue I want to talk about. Councillors Judy Bryan and Nancy Branscombe are both taking leaves, unpaid leaves, kind of, sort of, from City Council as they run for provincial office. They're both running in London North Centre, Nancy for the Tories, Judy for the New Democrats. Very interesting.
Against Deb Matthews, the Liberal.
Matthews, yes, the big star, the Health Minister, Deputy Premier. Nancy is taking an unpaid leave, and she is gone from City Council for at least the next month till the June 12th vote. Judy, interestingly, also taking an unpaid leave, but will attend for any votes over the next month because she feels there are big issues afoot, which there indeed are, and she thinks her constituents need her vote.
Was she there for the food truck vote?
They both were, yes.
Oh,
yes,
well, I'm glad they were there for the big vote. Will they be there for the London Hydro and the downtown?
Well, Judy's going to be there, but Nancy won't. I think it's interesting. I wonder, do either of them have a chance to beat Deb? So that's my question for you. What's your prediction for London North Centre, if you feel like making one? My
crystal ball is not the best, but I think Deb is a formidable incumbent. I can't see that particular riding going New Democratic, to be quite frankly, honestly. Conservative.
It was Progressive Conservative until 2003 with Diane Cunningham.
Yeah, right? I appreciate that. I think it's going to be an uphill fight to dislodge Deb Matthews, to be honest.
I just wonder if, because she's the Deputy Premier, because she is such a entrenched member of the McGuinty government, if there's some blowback that she faces because of that, right? But
she's well liked in the riding. She's got London roots that go way back. You know,
and her credentials. She's got the toughest job in the province, Health Minister.
And she's done remarkably well in that difficult portfolio, to be honest. And I don't know. I'm thinking that it's Deb's to lose, but we'll see.
And she ran against Nancy in 2011 also and beat her quite handily. So worth noting that too.
Yep. Okay, great.
So we're done here.
Are we?
Check out that Ciccone story at lfpress.com. And until next time, this is Jeff. I'm Pat. Thanks for watching at lfpress.com.